All right, red, black, burn. This is a kind of sweet, aggressive deck that we played once before. A little bit different than traditional mono red. One of the ways that this deck really differs from mono red is I really love this sideboard plan here of Ritual of Soot, because this deck kind of pulls up into a control deck, which is really sweet. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches here and see if this is still sweet the second time through. Yep, yeah, the people who are anti birth control and anti sex education, it's just like those people, like they're just unrealistic and unreasonable. When am I running for president? Hopefully never. Hopefully never. I won't be old enough in 2024, even if I wanted to. Alright, the land's a great hit here. So we get to smack them with this, and then drop this and play light up the stage here. Oh, you know what I forgot? Does this deck want some Ferostodons? This deck might want some Ferostodons. I don't know. The life gain in this matchup is going to be tough to beat a lot of the time, I think. Alright, so do I risk factor here? Is it crazy to Guttersnipe light up the stage instead of risk factor? I feel like that's not crazy. I feel like risk factor isn't enough damage fast enough. Sweet. Huh? So start by attacking with this, see where we go, and then kill them with this since they didn't block. Feels good, man. So I think I want to mostly turn into a control deck here. Like plenty of removal. And then some card advantage here. in Chandra and Theater of Horrors. I think that's fine. I don't think I want Grasp. They don't have quite enough white creatures for that to matter, I don't think. Yeah, it's possible leaving some life gain in is fine. I don't know. This hand looks good. I think we basically just want to be a control deck in this matchup. So like, kill your thing, kill your thing, kill your thing sounds good. Yeah, stealing game 1 is a pretty big deal. I expect this matchup to not be easy. Nah, no beef or anything like that, Hostage. Their focus is just building the brands of their players, right? They want to get people excited about watching their content. So like when I played a lot of SCG events, they talked about my stuff a lot, right? But they just want their players, and reasonably so, people to be excited to watch the people that are on their channels, right? I'm a little worried about meeting anti-vaxxers in the wild. I don't know if I meet one of those at my kid's school, if I'm gonna be able to be civil. That might not be an option I have afforded to me. People like that are kind of the worst. Because they're not just people who are only harming themselves through their ignorance. I can like look past to a degree because like they're only hurting themselves, but like when you're harming your own kids and the kids around them who literally can't take an immunization. We were so close, chat. It becomes a public issue. Like when your stupidity causes you to hurt others, then you're part of the issue. Your kid's school requires vaccines. That's great. Yeah, so like, there's a difference between requiring immunization records be presented and requiring that. I'm just gonna hope they don't have an Adanto Vanguard. And telling people they can't come in if they don't have them. Well, that sucks. A lot of schools give religious exceptions and stuff like that to cop out of vaccines. Yeah. It's very easy to circumvent most places. I only have one other Legion's End in my deck, so there's a good chance that this runs us down here. Alright, well, let's do this and start building up some cards here. Ooh, that's a good draw. So I can play this till the end of next turn, and they have 2 copies of Legion's End here, so I'm gonna wait to play this out. There's a bill being proposed in California that would exclude unvaccinated children from attending public institutions until they have a verified medical note saying they were excused. Yeah, you can get those from doctors, though, as part of the issue. Yeah, they just took the trade because there's a chance we could kill them otherwise. Alright, so let's do this. All of these 3 cards are going away if I don't use them, so let's use them. So I get to go Skewer this, Shock this, Lightning Strike this. So we're at 12 here, and we're kind of drawing 3 cards a turn, which is sweet. And, like, Sorin's one of their better cards they could have here, and I have a Bedevil to cover that one. Yeah, we've made it through to enough lands that is a lot like drawing that many cards per turn. So, we just have a bunch of lands currently, so I think I'm starting with this and see where we go. Alright, well, let's do this. Let's just play a land out from under one of these things. Enters tapped, pass the turn. The shock was from a light up the stage, so I can still cast it on their turn. Right. Yep. Oh, that's sweet, Sunshine. So I think I'm gonna shock this in response. Because this would make them pay 4 and then lose 2. Which that's pretty bold. I guess they want to close this game out. So we're down to 7 here. They're gonna get Legion's End this and then hit me to 9. Yeah, we've drawn a lot of lands here. It's a shame we didn't hit another 2-drop. We did hit Dreadhorde Butcher, but we're a mana short on that front. I think I'm just playing a land and passing here. If I Chandra, I die to Sorin, and they haven't cast a Sorin yet, so I don't think I'm supposed to put myself dead to Sorin. I'm just supposed to play this tapped and pass. Can you beat Helix anyways? Yeah, I think so. There's 2 more copies of Legion's End in my deck. Or 1 more copy of Legion's End in my deck. Maybe I want another Legion's End for this matchup, or a couple of Disfigures. I'm also like, just like random burn spells kill this pretty quickly too, right? Because they're at 6 at this point. Like, there's a chance I just hit, like, a series of Skewers and Lightning Strikes next turn and kill them. If they have 2 Sorens here, we're not going to be able to beat 2 Sorens, obviously, but it is what it is. Definitely think we can beat 1 Soren. Is that Sanctum Seeker? Let's kill that one. Now we're going to hope to hit enough burn to kill them next turn. This puts us to 2, which leaves us dead to another Soren. They just die? I think they just died, right? It was a good set. I think that really highlighted how I want this deck to play out in the post-board games. When we pivot into a control deck here. Oh, sweet. Can you dig it? I can dig it. They were still dead regardless, right? If they play that out so thinking about it, if they play that out pre-combat, I kill their 4/4 instead of their Sanctum Seeker, and then they gain a life, but they're still dead through gaining a life there, right? So even if they sequence that pre-combat, they still die. Huh? Huh? No, I killed the Sanctum Seeker when they entered combat. When they entered combat. So they're the beginning of their declare attacker, before their declare attacker step. This is your tweaked list. I don't think I really want Rampaging Frostodon. I'm kind of thinking I might want to get rid of these cards. I feel like these are kind of unnecessary. I kind of want to slide... I think I want to slide these Chandras into the main deck here. Just because, like, she's aggressive and she draws cards. And that, like, gives me an extra Legion's End and an extra Theater in the sideboard, which seems appealing. I'm also not convinced I want these Noxious Grasps in here. Let's try this. We have foil Theater of Horrors. Alright, let's do that. Let's get some more shinies. Cutting our boy Angrath. Yeah, sorry. It's your boy Angrath here. You gotta go. Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. Is Lyra still a card? It is, but we have copies of Bedevil. Hey, thanks for the 3 months there, Kapahoo. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. You got Angrath. Angrath is with us in spirit. That's exactly correct. Wild Growth Walker. What is that nonsense? Alright, we'll definitely have to hold up Lightning Strike here, because we're probably never beating them gaining 6 game 1. Really like to draw a red source here, so that way we can shock this and play a 2-drop and attack them. Although it's a 4-3 now. Woof. Explore package is really good against us. Would like to draw an untapped red source here so we can jam this Chandra. Yep. I'm trading this off for their card that drew a card sucks, but we really have better plays here. Yeah, it's gonna be another matchup where we pull up. For sure.
Hey, over here. There's no problem fire can't solve.
So we've got 8 points in hand here, which is not nothing. Yeah, Guttersnipe's definitely great in this matchup.
About any lunar anomaly you have Let me aid your research.
Yep. So if they attack both of these, they're attacking both of them at me. I think I got a trade-off here. You have a Branch Walker? Leafkin Druid, sure.
Let's light it up.
Huh? Woof. Alright, alright. So, if we draw a land next turn, Guttersnipe makes this do 4 and this do 5. Which is kind of sweet. If they have any Explorer creatures or quasi-duplicates in their hand, they can pick their Wild Growth Walker back up and replay it, which is really bad for us. Both of these are also going away at the end of next turn, so we're going to use them or lose them type situation. Okay.
You'll find my notes helpful.
I'm going to try and just Nexus evade us out of the game. That was the attempt. Swing and a miss. Hydroid Creases. Yep, I assume that one's staying there. I assume this is going to hit our face here. Yeah. God, we are awful at drawing lands. That's so unfortunate. I think we just go like, we just keep the Chandra, right? We're just like, lightning strike this, shock this. Because like the Chandra is drawing 7, dealing 7 next turn. They were a little bit, let the Chandra go a little bit too long. They get to gain 3 here and go to 14. So there's a good chance that this Chandra doesn't kill them. Because she has to draw 7 points of direct damage, and I'm already through 2 strikes, a Sovereign's Bite, or 3 strikes, a Sovereign's Bite, and some shocks here. They gain 7-ish, not quite. Card's good, it's not that good. And before 7 lands, right? So what, we need to hit like, Skewer, Strike. Because this Dreadhorde Butcher can deal 1, right? Alright, so this is it. We're gonna put all the money on the Chandra ultimate here. So if light hits a shock or a strike, we get it. Man, that's so unfortunate. We're 1 off, yeah, because the Dreadhorde Butcher deals 1. That's pretty frustrating. Factor for skewers. That doesn't do anything, right? Because I've only got 2 lands left. The fact that I missed so many lands early in this game is gonna lose us. Bite lets us live a turn. Technically, no, because they have an Excess of Fate. That's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, we found all of our lands we were struggling to hit earlier. Dreadhorde Butcher seems pretty bad here. It's not really going to be able to connect. Do I want to fully pull up? How big do I want to be here is the question. I feel like I want to leave Guttersnipe in. Or like, do I want to go Theater, Bedevil, Ritual of Soot? Again, instead of me telling you your lines are bad, tell me why they're right. Make a discussion, make an argument, talk about why they could potentially be the right lines. I frequently make mistakes, but I can't just be like randomly shooting down all of all the suggestions all the time. Alright, let's try this. That is a Simian Spirit Guide. The downside to Dreadhorde Butchers is if they cast an Excess of Fate, I die. Or if they cast an Excess of Fate, they hit my Chandra. So like guaranteed keeping Chandra alive seems good. No, so again, actually killing their things was better in the face of an Excess of Fate, and they had 5 shots at an Excess of Fate, right? They had a draw step plus a Tameo plus. Yeah, it's true. It's possible that, like, when I'm boarding into the theater and the rituals, maybe Guttersnipe just needs to go. He definitely does get worse without risk factor. I mean, like, we ended up 1 point short at the end. And one of the reasons why I like to encourage people to talk through the details is because I think a lot of people, when you take a little bit of effort and think through the details, you'll answer your own questions a lot of the time. Because as you sit and think and struggle to come up with like why your play is better than mine, there's going to be a lot of times where you're just like, oh, that doesn't make sense because of this reason or that. It saves us time basically. It's a good draw. I'm not lightning striking this because if they play a Wild Growth Walker on 2, I want to lightning strike that. I will, however, lightning strike this now because I prefer not to get turn 3 Nissud or turn 3'd, turn 3 Cavaliered. So, here's the thing, and again, if you missed the first match we played against vampires, the plan against life gain with this deck is very straightforward. The plan against life gain is pull up and just go over the top of them with Theater of Horrors. So, the appeal of playing this deck as opposed to the other aggressive decks is our plan is when being an aggressive deck isn't good, don't be an aggressive deck. Instead, do something else. That was the thing that really jumped out at me that made this list feel appealing compared to some of the other aggressive decks that are more common in the format. And we're dead. Not just it. Game 1, we'd be dead. Post board with Theater of Horrors, we can have a chance to power through this. I guess I could have Strike plus Skewered this after playing this, but then I lose the second Pyromancer, which kind of sucks. Yeah, very similar idea to that, Lance. Now, the life gain here isn't what's going to get us. It's the fact that this is a 5/7 that's probably going to get us. Okay. Yeah, so it's not terrible. They have a Cavalier here that gets more Cavalier. How do you feel about Spawn of Mayhem in the board for the grindy games? Is Spawn of Mayhem a grindy card? Hey, thanks for the 5 months, Tret. Again, focus on, instead of me telling you your idea is bad, tell me why it's good. Sell me on it. Say, Jeff, I think you should play Spawn of Mayhem, and this is the reason why. This is the card you could cut. This is why that's a good cut. I think we're probably dead here because we're not going to be able to grind through these Cavaliers. We need to hit, like, a Chandra this turn. This gets to, like, put another Cavalier or Hydrant Graces back on top of their deck. Yeah. If we hit a Chandra here, a good Chandra could maybe pull us through. Yeah. That's fine. This is our freebie, right? We just hit plat 1, so we get to drop a match with no penalty. They printed a card that will help Memekin live on. Which one's that, Marty? Alright, a Diba, that's all, folks. The problem with Spawn of Mayhem, and this is actually a problem that's going to get worse at rotation, The problem with Spawn of Mayhem is that it's not playable in 2-color decks for the most part, because casting a black spell on 3 consistently is tough in a 2-color spell. Seems good. Another Vampires matchup. All right, we did adjust the sideboard to make this matchup potentially a little bit better, so we'll see. We'll see how that feels. Chandra here looking potentially good as well. If they attack, I'm going to go ahead and trade here. I just want to keep their board small to try and prevent them from flipping a Legion's Landing. Yeah, that card's terrifying. Sure, you told me what the card does, K-Dog, but you didn't tell me. You need to tell me what does it do for us, so I can read the text on the card. So again, Magic's a game where with Constructed, there's always lots of different things you can be doing. The question you need to ask is, what is this doing that's meaningful for the deck that I'm playing? What problem does my deck have, and how is that problem being solved by playing the card that you're suggesting? In my opinion, that's the correct way to approach deck building. You want to say, okay, I have this problem, and now I'm solving it by making this change. I feel like we're probably done here. Without a Ritual of Soot like we have post-board, I'm not sure that we can really recover from this spot. Well, I guess this is an okay start. We could take the Night Ebon Legion off the table. Maybe with the rest of the, maybe if they're on bricks from here, we could be okay. We're definitely a controlling role in this matchup, so we want to like do our best to keep the board small. They just like pass here with no other power. I get to stick Chandra. Okay. I would like a land, please, Chandra. Thank you. See, chat, just gotta ask nicely. Just gotta ask nicely. Be a gentleman. Gentleman and a scholar. Thank you, Chandra. I appreciate your service. Alright, so we need, like, running removal spells here. And even that might be good enough. Not be good enough.
Light it up.
Light him up. Light him up. We're on fire. Oh, ho, 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 do, 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 boo, do, do, do. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. So we're taking 6 here, down to 2. You've got... Can you factor the risk? This card comes out here. This is not a matchup where this card is good.
No problem fire can't solve.
Did you tell me how to live my life, Magic Arena? Alright, so again, in this matchup, we just turn into red-black control. And we do that by cutting a bunch of these things and bringing in a bunch of removal spells. Sounds good. We almost had the Hedron alignment win with risk factors. Exactly. One of the questions people frequently ask about decks like this is when they see us sideboarding into this other plan frequently, people always go, but Jeff, why don't we just play that plan game one? So in Magic, and honestly card games in general, especially in best of 3 settings, being proactive game one tends to be favorable. It tends to be an ideal strategy because you don't necessarily know which answers you're going to want in the first game. Also, there's value in pivoting your plan post-board, so that way what your opponent is set up to do ends up not being ideal against what you've done. Because one of the things that makes sideboarding so intricate is you don't want to be sideboarding for the deck you just played against. You want to be sideboarding for the deck you're going to be playing against. And pivoting like we're doing here makes it harder for opponents to do that. Happy Man, thanks for the half a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Elendil, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. So we're shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me around. I'm not gonna get greedy here. I'm just gonna take my 2 for 1. Just keep my health total high. F Nord, thanks for re-upping for the 2nd month. Welcome back. We're removing snipes. What's this deck's win condition post-board? Burning your opponent.
Your light will cleave the darkness.
Theater of Horrors is technically a win condition. Chandra is a win condition. Lightning strikes and skewers. Like, our removal spells are removal spells until they aren't. If that makes sense.
Our faith thirst for life.
I think I want to just do this. If I play the Chandra, an attack plus a Sorin plus kills my Chandra. So I think I'd rather not have that happen. And like, if I'm keeping the board clear, the Sorin doesn't really do anything.
I bestow a mighty curse.
Alright, second verse, same as the first. A little bit louder and a whole lot worse. That's unfortunate. They get to take my card advantage now. Oh, they're taking my Bedevil. Okay. Sure. Wonder if they have a way to kill Chandra here? Alright, Chandra, you know the deal. 1 land, please.
Best fire starter there is. Sit back and watch it burn.
Rats. We had such a good working relationship together, Chandra. Why you gotta go and be like that? Devout Decree. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Scry top. That's terrifying. I'm through 2 Bedevils already. You were so close, Chandra. You were so close. And if Chandra would have hit a land last turn, we would have gotten to Theater of Horrors. Rough. Now we're in a pretty bad spot.
Thirst for life. He's but a tease.
Down to 12.
I knew you needed money. It's just gonna be bad for you.
Alright. As you will. They're flooding a little bit here.
I bestow a mighty curse.
Let's keep our Chandra alive. It's a lightning strike. Okay.
What's that smell? Oh, it's you burning.
Yeah, we're one short on killing the champion of Dusk here. I think I want to hold on to this for now. Maybe I'm supposed to tap the Sorin down here. We don't have that many more creatures in our deck, so we're hoping to rip like our last Bedevil to take this out.
My bloodline flows through you.
33 cards in our deck. Oh.
It's gonna be bad for you.
The duress means we can't kill this now. If I theater here plus strike plus shock,
Show some respect.
the Chandra trigger kills Sorin. We have Legion's End to kill that, so that's not a big deal. So we're just a Bedevil away from being in the game, basically.
I bestow a mighty curse.
We get 2 draws at Bedevil here.
We're done here.
Hopefully this isn't another Sorin.
Figure it out on your own.
It's another Sorin.
Defeating you will not bring me pleasure.
Well, Bedevil's still in.
What is one life to save?
That's aggressive. Alright, and we're dead. Yeah, opponent played that well. Things didn't quite break our way. The mix of duresses and the timing on things. Yeah, they knew about the Legion's End. Yeah, it was just good play on their part. Hey, I hurt. Thanks for the 21 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. That's a good game of Magic. Yeah, we lost 2 in a row, Jin. So we're 1 and 2 on the day. No, you get 1 free loss. So there's the floors are at the 4, so plat 4, diamond 4, gold 4. You can't fall lower than that. And then when you hit plat 3, plat 2, plat 1, you get 1 free loss. You have a card that I'm most sad to be rotating out. Nah, I'm ready for some change. Ready to roll on into the brave brand new future. Hey, Coel, thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for chipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me around. Yeah, that's a good answer. I'm looking forward to 3 mana Teferi rotating out. That's a good clean answer. What? That one's not rotating yet? Weird. Makes me sad. I'm gonna wait on playing the Guttersnipe until I can get a trigger out of it, since I have the 5th land lined up already. If I didn't already have the 5th land, I'd probably just YOLO the Guttersnipe. But because like I have the 5th land and the Lightning Strike already, I'm gonna guaranteed get my shock out of it. Now, this will be a matchup where we board in some of our card advantage, but we don't turn into, like, Ritual of Soot and stuff, obviously. So we'll stay like an aggressively slanted deck that just happens to have a bunch of copy of Theater of Horrors in it. Maybe we'll bring in some Bedevils. Maybe. Chandra and Risk Factor are some of our better draws here. Just gonna go ahead and play out my lands. The next land I'll probably hold on to because I want to have something to discard to Risk Factor, but I do want to get up to 6 lands in play, I think. They are playing Life Gain Tribal, you're not wrong. Alright, well, we can't discard that land anyways, because it's exiled to this, so might as well play it out. So they're gonna get to pick up Othakaya here with Teferi, which sucks.
This isn't a fight.
Yeah, Mono Red has Divination, Esper has Lightning Helix, the standard format's kind of screwy.
I have a plan. That's more like it.
This version plays Absorb. Can you enlighten me as to what about my opponent has played? Are they really getting draw step thought erasure the turn I draw the best possible card in my deck? This is, can I say I'm looking forward to this card rotating out? How long until that happens, by the way? 55 weeks, 0 days, 12 hours, 37 minutes, and 22 seconds until 3-mana Teferi rotates out of standard. Not that anybody's counting. Not that anybody's excited about that.
Don't worry, I got this.
Get really close to the 54-week mark, yep. I'm gonna Lightning Strike this, because if I don't Lightning Strike him, he's gonna rebuy Othakaya again here. So, striking him is similar to striking them, only they don't get, I get to get their Planeswalker out of play.
We will meet again. No time for a break.
No time for a break. I'm gonna concede to Narset because she shuts off our risk factors, basically. She turns our risk factors into cantrips. Alright, so I'm gonna bring in Bedevil and Theater of Horrors, I think. And what are my cuts here? I need to cut 6 cards. Is it crazy? I feel like I just want to cut Guttersnipe just because it's frequently gonna die before it does anything. I think I'd rather have Shock than Sovereign's Bite. I'm probably going to cut a land on the draw. Cutting a land on the draw is not an unreasonable position to take, I don't think. Sure. The core set 2021 being Teferi themed was just one of those things like, Come on, Watsy. Do you really not, like, read feedback and, like, listen to what other people are doing? Like, even if you do have a Teferi-themed set coming up, you shouldn't announce that. Read the room. Yeah, exactly. Alright, I'm gonna shock them plus light up the stage here. I feel really bad if we hit, like, Chandra or Bedevil, but almost anything else is fine. Yeah, like, that's great. I'll just take my draw 2 here before they get to discard spell me. Oh, that's good. Light them up. They're on fire. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that's true too. That's another thing I think a lot of people don't get when they talk about, like, decisions that get made. Speaking from personal experience, social media metrics are driven purely by engagement, and outrage engagement is still engagement. All press is good press, etc., etc. I don't even think that's a Trump thing, Jin. I think that's just a cultural thing in the way society works that Trump is good at leveraging. He's good at being an outrage machine. Alright, don't spell pierce me. God, can we pour one out for Esper and Miss Landrops? Pour one out for my boy Esper and Miss Landrops. Alright, so, I know Sovereign's Bite just killed them there, but I'm gonna do it dirty and cut a third one for this Noxious Grasp, because on the draw against a hero deck, I want to be able to kill hero most of the time. Esper Miss Landrops isn't here. Ugh. Oh, the horror. I don't know that Deafening Silence will be that big of a deal in Modern Jin, honestly. Like, Storm's not that good of a deck. This hand was kind of medium, but again, you don't make your hands better by mulliganing against Thought Erasure decks. Like, what do you mean shuts down so much? Shuts down like what? Sideboard slots are also come at a premium in Modern. So, like, if the fact that it's not a creature that you can't tutor is a big deal as well. Huh? I want a lightning strike here. I deserve a timeout. I got you. I'm gonna hang tight on lightning strikes for now.
I am not going to sit this one out. There's nothing.
Huh? I think I'm just supposed to do this. That's close.
Only time.
It's close. Like, there is appeal to, like, sticking the Chandra, but, like, the Chandra could just get, like, desparked here. So, I think it's right to just jam Butcher down their throat. Alright, they only gain one here at least, so we got that going for us. Nice, Vilfeffel. Thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate you taking advantage of that September half off deal. Thanks for supporting my content this month with that. Welcome, welcome. All right, Chandra, you know the drill. One land, please.
When people start screaming, it's no problem. Fire can
No, Chandra. That was the good one, Chandra. I trusted you.
Right on schedule. Let's take it back. You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
No veto. That's good for us. And he plays in the Lightning Strike Tef instead of Bedevil. Yeah, so we're not winning this game by being super aggressive. So my goal here is to be able to keep their large planeswalkers off the table so they can't keep a sustained source of card advantage going. Because if my opponent can't keep up a sustained source of card advantage, they're pretty unlikely to win the game. So Bedevil can kill a Teferi that comes in like that and goes right up, which is nice. Is this getting vetoed? Yeah, and they're doing the same. I really like this play for my opponent. They've correctly identified that their goal should be to stop the sustained sources of card advantage rather than protecting their own. And I think that's a correct assessment on their part. Rather than, both of us have more answers than we do threats, so the goal should be to protect or to stop their threats rather than protect your own, because eventually something's gonna stick. The fact that we lost this Theater of Horrors is really huge. That's a card that could single-handedly win this game.
Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, the queue's pretty slow right now, Danon. Minimal submissions. And tier 3 subs get to dump their deck in with 30 points every month, so tier 3s are going right to the top for standard right now. That'll change as we get to the end of the month. Cardboard Tech, thanks for re-upping for the second month. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday wherever you are. Hopefully their hand is just a bunch of Doom Blades. Just a bunch of removal spells that don't really matter for our creatures. Tracks of land and removal spells would be ideal for us. We can beat both of those things. I assume this is not long for this world. This is like, deal 2 damage to my opponent, they discard a card. Tarmogoyf wasn't mentioned. Tarmogoyf wasn't expensive when it was in standard. If I don't recall. And by the time it got expensive, Mythics existed. Oh, there are risk factors in my deck still. Oh, right. This is a control matchup. All right, I should be holding lands. Yeah, that card doesn't really do anything, isn't Toth? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm gonna risk factor here, and I think I'm gonna double skewer. How many, they've only played 2 Thought Erasures. I just don't, like, they're so close to being dead to burn. I just don't want them to be able to, like, rip a Thought Erasure and, like, take my burn spell away. So I'm just gonna play my non-instant ones out here. Sure. Oh, that... Okay. They could be holding Othakayas here, though, too. Yep. Which makes my plan a little bit worse. They could have been holding, like, Oaths and Heroes, like, waiting for me to blow my load. We're gonna hold lands because there's still 3 copies of Risk Factor in my deck. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that we haven't hit a theater... Well, the fact that the one theater we hit was the Chandra Exile and we couldn't recast it in the top half of our deck was a pretty big deal. Also, so we've had like 1 theater, 1 Chandra, 1 Risk Factor in 25 cards. Well, they didn't replay that right away, which means unless they have a counter spell, we get to draw 3 here. It was a good draw since they decided not to gain 3. All right. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. 5, 6, 10 little lands now. Do 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 do. I assume they're gonna Othakaya us here. Yeah, there's no way they can. They could do it 4. They could stay at 4 here. And like I said, there's a good chance they just have a bunch of removal spells in their hand. Oh, Deputy. Yeah, that's a good one. It's technically a removal spell. It's just a removal spell for this one. Yeah, we're gonna have 2 pings a turn. I'd like another Risk Factor, please. Shock. Pretty sure I gotta kill him, because otherwise he's gonna rebuy this Oath here in a second. Play this land, because it goes away. Otherwise, we're gonna hold on to this land in our hand, because there's Risk Factors in our deck still. On a 7-turn clock at the moment. I don't know if this deck's very good, but it definitely generates really sweet games of Magic. Like the back and forth this deck generates has been good today. Yeah, this has been a very good example of this deck's game plan versus life gain rate.
Might be a bad idea.
Just like the plan is pull up. They should Othakaya me here again. Yeah, they don't want to let me draw 3 with a Risk Factor. No, opponent has heroes and deputies and stuff like that too. Alright, let's kill that.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 3 pings a turn with the Theater of Horrors. Our 25 cards in our deck. Would not be surprised to see another Deputy happen here. Theater of Horrors does not hit creatures. So I cannot kill the Deputy. Yikes. That puts us to not quite dead on board, puts us dead to an Othakaya, though.
Good help is easy to find in war.
Well, we tried. So, I have 12, 13... So I have 13 lands in play right now, 14, 15 in my hand. And there's a 16th land in my bin. One thing I would like to point out, someone just said Holy Flood. So I have a lot of lands right now, but I also have not drawn, probabilistically, that many more than I should expect to draw at this point. This is a good line. Because if you look, there's only 23 cards left in my deck. So in 37 cards, I should expect to draw, you know, a number of lands close to this. Hey, Dingo Dante, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. And I do not have Ritual of Soot in my deck, and even if I did, it wouldn't save me from this, so it's a good game. Quality back and forth. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something people don't consider enough of the time when they talk about Flood. Like, in my opinion, flooding should be defined by the proportion of lands that you draw, not just the number of lands. So, like, you know, in long games, you're just going to see a lot of lands. So, our record wasn't amazing with this deck, but I also feel like we hit the bad side of variance in a couple of those matchups, and with just like a little bit more luck, we would have been able to turn that was like a 1-3 or a 2-3 into like a 3-2 or a 4-1. Feel like just if razor thin margins had ended up on our side instead of the opponents in a couple of spots, we'd have come out pretty ahead. I think this deck's a lot of fun to play though. I think it's got a nice aggressive slant game one, and the ability to pivot and grind post board is really sweet as well. Theater of Horrors is a card that I really enjoy playing with. It's fun every time we played it. So hopefully after rotation, this ends up playable in some kind of shell. I would really enjoy if we could have a playable Theater of Horrors deck. We're going to slide along to our next deck of the day here with some blue-red wizards up next. We did. We played some excellent games of Magic. Our record wasn't great, but I'm content with what we did.